Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's Code with me, Rich Epen. Today's episode is special. We have today with us the man they call the king of Instagram, poker player extraordinaire, and probably the most envied guy in the world, Dan Bilzerian. Thank you very much for being here.
That was a good build-up, man. My new hype man.
A lot of people live amazing lives, right? And a lot of people show it. But clearly you're not like most of those people. What's your story? Why are people so obsessed with you?
I guess I'm just kind of putting myself out there. I think there's other people maybe doing some similar stuff, but you know, mine's kind of in the spotlight, so.
Right. How did you build this up to be this extraordinary life? I mean, how did you get
poker? So I made a ton of money in poker, and then I just said, it, I'm just going to buy everything I want and do everything I want, and kind of went down the bucket list and traveled and did all the stuff that, you know, my parents didn't let me do when I was a kid. Bought all the shit they didn't get me, you know?
Sure. What's the one thing about this life that you would never give up? I mean, if you had to give up everything else, what's the one thing you would keep?
My cat, for sure. Yeah.
Is there anything left in your wish list that you haven't done yet? Or?
Yeah, I want to travel to Africa. I want to go to Russia. I'd like to go into space.
Yeah? Okay.
Top 3. Yeah. And become president.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to go there? You're going to do that again?
Yeah, but for real this time.
Right. Okay. You know, so it started with poker, and I mean, you've been gambling what, 6-7 years now?
No, a lot longer than that. I started in 2003, playing professionally. 2004. Right. So yeah, It's been a while.
And you started your big run of wins, what, about 10 years ago maybe?
My first year and a half was pretty rusty. Went broke, and then after that it was kind of hockey stick growth. So I was able to kind of control myself and stop trying to win every single hand, and I realized early on that it was more important to get into good games and play with bad players than it was to be the best player in the world. And so, you know, I might make some unprofitable plays in the short run, but in the long run, those, you know, turn into, you know, big wins or the ability to get into a great game. Or, you know, one time I lost $3.5 million in order to, you know, get heads up with a guy that ended up beating for $50 million. So sometimes you got to lose a little to win some, and sometimes you have to give some action to get action. So
you hedge.
I mean, it's just kind of, you know, it's a lot of guys, they focus on the session and they want to maximize that session. And in poker, there is no session. It's just one long session. So until you're ready to quit, it's, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you're winning, get up off the table. It doesn't work like that. Like, it never ends, right? So you might win one time, lose another time, but it's, you know, it's where you end up that's important. So.
You've gone for days, right? You've gone for like 3-4 days straight playing poker?
No, I think 2 days is probably the longest, yeah.
What's your biggest winning pot been?
The biggest pot, like one pot?
Yeah.
I ended up going all in for 18 million, and there was probably, I think, 9 or 10 million in the pot already.
And what's your biggest session been?
The biggest win I've ever had was 12.8.
12.8?
Yeah. In a night, yeah.
Right. Sure.
I think it's an exciting time. Fantasy gaming space, as you know, and it's blowing up at the moment. And I think this is the right move for all of us to take us to the next level. You know, Dan's familiar with the fantasy space in the US, whether it's your DraftKings or whoever else it may be out there that's done significantly well. So gaming's a part of his life, and I think the synergy for us is friendships aside and groups aside, it's business, and you know, we want to blow up live pools, make it successful, grow it in large numbers. And I think with somebody like Dan on board and having his team around, I think we're geared up to make sure we achieve that. So it's a great association. We're proud of it. We're proud to have him part of the life of his family,
and you've had some great success in the last 18 months, right? You've hit
we've hit some great numbers. I mean, you know, we've got 1.2 million registered users. We've grown sort of 400% over the last 4 months.
Great stuff,
So, you know, look, the space is blowing up. Look, the plan is to hopefully make this an annual thing. You know, obviously, if it can be more, it can be more. But look, at the end of the day, when the growth of the company continues to mature more and more, you know, that's when we can take it to the next level and do more things.
All right. And what was your motivation behind Ignite, Alister and Blitz?
Well, Ignite was the legalization of marijuana and the opportunity there, and you know, I had a strong association. I've been smoking weed since I was young, so it's kind of natural fit, and so that's kind of where that came about. And then the Alister was, you know, I really wanted to kind of tap into the pheromone or the lack of, you know, pheromones in products, and you know, kind of give guys a little bit of an edge. I feel like women have, you know, a lot of edge. They've got makeup, they've got heels, they've got nails, they've got eyelashes, they've got all this stuff, right? So at least we can smell good, right? You know, so I mean, it is a thing. I mean, that's kind of, you know, I mean, in the animal kingdom, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, some of mating is strictly based on pheromones. So it's, you know, I think it would only be logical to incorporate that, and so we worked on it for a while, and I think we've, you know, really come up with some good products, and I've been using them for months, and I like it. So
what do you think your legacy is?
My legacy, hopefully when I become president, it'll be that I, you know, went from a gambling degenerate to a drug dealer to a president.
That'd be brilliant, man. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much.